Now, this is going to segue into the second part, but the second question he had was, what does the future look like in real estate when it comes to technology? So I'm going to kind of transition into that. How has technology changed in the last 9 years? When I first came in, Zillow and Realtor.com and all those sites, they might have been in the infancy. Nobody was using them up here. MLS was still big. We still had a lot of people doing open houses. We still had a lot of people doing caravans where the offices would drive around and everybody would look at the houses and they would, see if it matched up with their clients.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it was Thursdays, offices would travel, or Tuesdays, something like that. Offices would travel around. They would get in one or two cars or vans. They would drive around, go to a bunch of different listings and preview the homes. It was an office preview.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that used to be a big thing back in the day. And when I got in up until probably 5-6 years ago, it really dropped to there was only 2 offices that I know that really did caravans, and nobody does those anymore. It's useless. You have 24-hour open houses online. Everybody knows everything about your home. They see every room of the house. There's no reason to have to go to the house to preview it to see, do you think my client would like it? You certainly can. I don't have time to do that, and I'm sure most agents don't want to waste their time going to a bunch of homes that most people can find online. And to be honest, I go into a lot of homes anyways, so I guess I'm kind of previewing homes by default just because I have showings with clients, so which is fun. It's nice to know the inventory out there because I already go into the house with the client. But technology-wise, we've seen a huge shift, and I'm very active on social media. I would say as one of I still think I'm ahead of the curve in social media.
Absolutely.
And I think that when I first got into social media and Facebook and business pages, I think I might have been the first one to have a Facebook business page. And if I was, then I was the first one to consistently use their Facebook business page.
Yeah.
And I try to stay ahead of the curve in marketing and things like that. But back 5 years ago, I knew where marketing was heading. I knew where marketing was heading. So I've tried to stay up on that and try to be kind of a forward thinker on that. And Instagram, I've been able to capitalize on that. I'm always tweaking. I have a few things now I'm testing out to see if they work. Part of it's the podcast, see if it works. Part of it is today Jordan is following me along all day. We're kind of doing a little bit of a day in the life. I'm going to see how that works. That might tank, might be awful, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And if it works, cool. It's actually been kind of fun. Besides, Jordan hasn't been able to go out and tan today because it's super sunny. That's all right. Should be fine. But technology-wise has shifted completely into that aspect. Now you're starting to see drone footage. That used to be kind of a taboo thing. I would say a handful of agents, use drones here and there. I used one the other day. I'm showing a house tomorrow. Another agent who's been around for a long time, she's got a house that has drone footage, and I'm not finding those because now they're more commercially available, or more, I say commercial, but people can buy drones.
Yeah.
Personalized drones and stuff, and you get your license and fly them. So that's a new technology that's now becoming kind of the norm. But a year or two ago, that might have been the hot new thing. Now it's still new, but it's not as new as what we were seeing before.
Yeah.
There's other cool things that people are doing, but I think technology has shifted in things are better, things are more accessible. Like this microphone and podcast setup, I didn't spend an arm and a leg to get it. I do have some money invested in it because they are good mics and good recording systems, and I didn't go cheap on it, but I also wasn't dropping a boatload of money on it. So the fact that I can buy this stuff very, very easily and have it shipped to me and get it set up and be podcasting within a week of purchasing is pretty cool. Same thing with technology. The fact that we can film on a phone in 1080, or even actually you can film in 4K on the new iPhones.
Holy cow, really?
Yeah, I think that Jordan's phone's actually really nice. But and I got a mic that's a directional mic, not these mics. When you guys watch it on Facebook or YouTube, the mic I'm using is a high-end directional mic, so it's a shotgun mic kind of thing. So it picks up sound better than the actual phone. Well, the phones, obviously they're not as good as a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 camera or more, but they do the job.
Yeah.
And you weren't doing that. When I first got a phone, I was using a flip phone.
Yeah.
And phones without cameras. All these crazy things. But so technology has leaps and bounds in 9 years, and the fact is every year technology gets more.
Exponentially better.
Compounded and exponential.
Yeah.
Where is technology heading? I've heard of things like VR, virtual reality, people like putting on, glasses or whatever, and they can film around and actually physically like walk through the room like they're at the showing, but they're not actually at the showing.
Yeah.
I've heard other, things about and different ideas. I wouldn't say technology, but different ways that offices are going without offices, meaning that your virtual offices, meaning agents kind of work in a virtual world.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure any agent out there has gotten emails on doing this, 100% commission, and then, but obviously there's catches. You pay this, you pay that, you pay this and that. But there's different ways things are doing it. It usually typically catches on in the cities and migrates out towards us a few years later. But I think always the big thing is with technology, because you talk about like, Whole Foods having automatic scanners and pricing that you don't need cashiers. I don't think real estate is going to lose agents. I think it's an industry where we're not going to be replaced as agents. I think a lot of the stuff we do is going to be replaced.
Yeah.
Things will become more efficient, but at the end of the day, buying and selling homes, there's so much human emotion and human conditions that are in a home that I find it so funny when people look at the Zestimate. Like the Zestimate is about as ridiculous as I mean.
It's not. Yeah,
it's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
And then I've heard agents that use comps for homes that they put it in a computer program and they spit out a number and they use it and they factor that's the number the house is worth. It's like, guys, there's so much more involved in homes, in pricing, in conditions, in strategy, because there's such a human element in everything that we do that I think using sites like that or going off a Zestimate is like the lazy, easy way out that kind of, to me,
it's flawed.
Well, to me, it just means like you probably don't know what you're doing that well, because I think there is an art to pricing homes. There really is, and I've studied it, I've practiced it, experience here, good, bad. I just came from one. We're actually going to another one late tonight. We have these conversations with people, and a lot of it is, I literally sit there and do I know the number before going? 99% of the time, I don't know, because I need to know literally every single thing that I can get from that seller for information. I got to get exactly why they're moving. I got to get their why they're moving. I got to get, anything that you can think of that would factor into a home price. I have to sit down and have a conversation, discuss everything so I'm on the same page. I can maximize what they can do to sell the property. I can make sure I know the correct strategy to sell their home and move them into the next home or downsize or rent or travel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Technology cannot do that.
Yeah.
So I think technology is going to replace inefficiencies, which is great. It's going to make things more efficient. It's going to make things more user-friendly or aesthetically pleasing to buyers and sellers. I don't think it will ever replace agents. Brokerages have to change. I think our office, I truly believe, is at the forefront of that. I think I'm very progressive in the way that I think we're going to run the company. And I like that, and I think that's going to shift a lot in the future. I also really think that us being an independent company, I truly believe that you're going to see a major downfall of franchises in the future. Not to say next year or the year after, but I don't think you're going to see the big name franchise owners that you see. They're not going to have as much relevancy as it was before.
Mm-hmm.
I think real estate is very much an individual effort for thing. Obviously, the brokerage supports, and that's what we try to. That's kind of the business model that I've tried to establish, and also compensating agents for what they bring to the table. Meaning they should be compensated more than what they've been paid in the past. And I think a lot of that is going to be cool. So I think technology is only going to help us, and I'm very bullish on good technology as being a partner, not an enemy. So I think that's how real estate is changing or will be changing. So I know we got to run. We're going to cut this short very briefly, but I think those were good topics.
Yeah, I think so.
So thank you to our loyal listener, Larry, who gave us the great topics. If you guys seriously, if you guys, there's anything that you guys want to know, and we're always open to hearing new topics and going off and kind of going, it gives me something to talk about that maybe I'm like, oh, that's actually a really good thing. I didn't even think about that. Those are two phenomenal topics, and I think we gave some good information there. So, we're going to cut off there because we're both going to be late to our next showing. So for
Ellie
and Galen, that is episode number 23 of Realty Talk. We will see you all next week. Bye.